From an Oxford United point of view, that was a nail-biting second half as we've somehow clung on for a draw and burgled a point away from the DW Stadium. It was Wigan laying siege to our goal virtually the whole second half. But Oxford did score arguably their goal of the season. It finished Wigan Athletic 1, Oxford United 1. Herbie Kane came back in after suspension and went into midfield along with Marcus McGuane and Cam Brannigan. And I think along with Billy Bowden and Mark Sykes, you had so many good footballers in that midfield. It was really nice to see. Oxford were very composed early on, played some really nice football, and I think at the time deservedly took the lead on 23 minutes. And as I said earlier on, it was arguably one of the goals of the season. It was a brilliant goal from Oxford United. Started right from Wigan's attack, I think from a set piece that we broke down, and Mark Sykes did a brilliant job of winning back possession and showed great strength, pace, power, all those things as why Wigan wanted to sign him really in the transfer. Well, we found out yesterday they made a late bid, but it was him combining with Brannigan that got Oxford all the way up the field. A wonderful move. Brannigan played the ball back into Sykes, who played the ball across to Taylor, who was able to take a touch and force the ball home. And it was a great goal. As I said, well worth a watch, Oxford fans, if you haven't seen it. And at that point, I thought we were very good value for it. But Wigan are near the top of League One for a darn good reason, and that spurred them into life. And they certainly took a hold of this game. And really, Oxford really struggled from that point on, really. Once Wigan got a little bit into the ascendancy, they started to press Oxford a lot more, started to put us under pressure, and Oxford really struggled to get out and really have a foothold in the game, and it was just a matter of whether we could match them and stay in the game. But unfortunately, we couldn't, and the goal came. It was avoidable, but it was a good move. I mean, Oxford tried to press on Wigan, and Wigan put a long ball over the top, which Callum Lang was free on their right, Oxford United left, and he rang in on goal and produced a really good finish past Stevens. And again, that's space down Oxford's left-hand side, space down Steve Seddon's side, and I don't think Seddon had a bad game today, but again, there were times where he was out of position, and this again was one of those times, but maybe it wasn't just his fault on this occasion. And an even first half, really. And, Oxford played well at the start of it, and then Wigan took over for the second half of the first half. But I think Oxford were quite happy to get in at 1-1, especially as we nearly gave away a really needless second goal right at the end of the first half, where Elliot Moore could have just cleared the ball away, tries to be too clever, gets caught in possession. It means Herbie Kane has to give away a really cynical foul, and it just gives Wigan this free kick and a free chance to get a ball in the box right at the end, which Stevens flaps at, and it means a Wigan player luckily heads against a post instead of heading in to an empty net from a tight angle. But so Oxford were a bit relieved to go in 1-1 at half-time. And if we were relieved to go in at half-time at 1-1, we were delighted to go in at full-time 1-1. It was very much dominant for Wigan in this second half. I can't believe I haven't said Wickham and Wigan more often, get them confused so often. But yeah, Wigan were in the ascendancy, and they really, Oxford struggled with a number of factors. They struggled with Wigan's general play, they struggled with their press, and they struggled with a wind that was in their faces, which meant they struggled with getting out balls into Wigan's half, and both sides struggled with a referee who at times didn't really seem to know the rules. So Oxford had to manfully defend and manfully put their backs to the wall, and we've got this new thing this season, our game management of falling around, rolling around, and trying to waste as much time as possible. And if you're a Wigan fan and it pissed you off, I totally understand. I don't like it either, but it is something that Oxford United seem to do this season, especially away from home. But luckily for Oxford, they were able to see this one out. It was very much a battling, bodies on the line, backs to the wall defensive job. I think that, to be fair to Oxford United, they did do well in that regard, and Wigan didn't really test Stevens too much. There was one save he made at the end, but other than that was like pressure from long throw-ins and getting balls into our box and stuff like that. But it was probably, and there was an offside goal where Oxford switched off from a free kick bomb from McGuinness. I mean, what a great sub that is to bring on late on in the game. But it does look like that one was offside. So Oxford kind of dodged a bullet there. And as I said, we managed to smuggle a very useful point away from the DW Stadium. I think generally that's a positive result. I think Oxford, I didn't think they played well, but it was an exciting game in terms as you felt the tension in it. But it certainly was scrappy, and there were a number of factors, including the weather elements that made it that way. And we move on. I mean, it's great to have Kane back in that midfield. I thought Marcus McGuane played well as well. I thought he tired, but I think generally his ability to get the ball and try and drive the game forward, I was really impressed with. I thought Sykes was pretty good. Another good showing for Billy Bowden. But that defensive two, I think of Elliot Moore and McNally, and I'll put Long in there as well, I thought were excellent tonight and really dealt with a lot of the physicality from Wigan. And maybe we didn't deserve a point, but we got a point, and that's a useful one. And we move on to Pompey on Saturday, which will be a full house at the Kassam against a Pompey side that are struggling a little bit. So hopefully we can put 3 points on the board there. Let me know your thoughts below. Like the video if you liked it, and subscribe to the channel if you like the content in general. But I might not be able to do a video for the Portsmouth game because I'm in the middle of a move at the moment. But there is an FA Cup predictions video coming out tomorrow. But let me know your thoughts on this game. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again very soon.